Is this lash lifting? What do I want to know? Do I have to sell my soul to the Illuminati in order to get these freaking lashes to sit down in the inner corner? Like, what do I have to do? Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Camille Austin. If you are new here, welcome, and if you are a part of the family already, thanks for checking in on your girl. Today, as you can tell by the title, we are going to be talking about the Morphe 35G Bronze Gold Palette. I already, as you can see, played with it a little bit on my face, and I do have some thoughts about it, but I wanted to kind of structure this off of a couple of things. I wanted to first demo the shadow for you guys, or the palette for you guys, to see for yourself on how you would like it or not. And then we're going to do my thoughts on it. And then we can go from there. Let's just make sure that you're subscribed. That's number one. Okay, so if you are not subscribed, smash that subscribe button and follow me on Instagram to get more looks and more tips and tricks on how to be fierce, honey, y'all. And I really didn't have anything else to say after that, but we are going to move through the eye look rather quickly just because I wanted to actually focus on the palette itself. Like, I just want to focus on this guy as much as possible, so we're not going to do too much about my face, lips, or anything like that. If you have questions on what I'm wearing on my face, just leave it in the comment section down below, and I will go ahead and answer them as fast and as quickly as I possibly can. Okay? Awesome. So without further ado, now we're going to go ahead and get started on how to just do like one of these eyes, and then we'll check back in afterwards. Okay, let's get started. So we have the 35G Bronze Golds palette. It's really beautiful, honestly. But we're going to take the first color, which is going to be Heat Wave. I'm going to point down to it any second. I'm trying this new method where I go in with a darker color first and then blend it out. I usually go with a transition shade, but we're going to go with that one first. Just trying to expand my technique a little bit and try something different. We're going to go in with a Morphe 506 blending brush, and it's more or less like a crease brush, and we're just going to sweep it in the fold of my eye like a windshield wiper motion, going back and forth until I'm happy with how much pigment I'm getting. My late infinite wisdom determined that it would be best to zoom you in so you could see a lot better. There we go. But as I said, going in with the color Heat Wave, still packing that on, sweeping it back and forth. Okay, next we're going to go in with this reddish brown color called Record Temps. It's right over there. And we're just going to use a IT Cosmetics blending brush, and we're just going to put that right over the color Heat Wave. So it's going to be on my upper brow bone, working it up that way. And you can see I'm using a very light motion, and I'm holding my brush down pretty far down the handle, so that way I have a nice light feathery look, nothing too harsh. Okay, and going in with the color Equator, which is that darker brown color, just to add some depth and dimension into my eye. Got a scratch. I'm taking another Morphe, I think it's the M506 brush. I have two of them, so it was kind of interesting trying to keep them in order and not track of which one was which. But I'm using a different one, and it is clean. This is just to make sure that the blending is very smooth and I have a nice gradient of color. And what I start to do here is I'm lightly packing that color on the outer part of my eye, and then I'm going to work it slowly into circular motions and another windshield wiper motion into my crease to deepen up my eye and give it some depth and dimension. So just make sure that you don't really go in with the sweeping motion first. You want to pack the color on and then try to blend it out, blend and buff it out. So far, you can see that these mattes are very blendable and very smooth and creamy. They take a little bit to build up, but they are very nice and very easy to work with. And what you see me doing here is going back in with that It Cosmetics brush. And it's relatively clean, it doesn't have any product on it, but I'm going back in and blending out so that Record Temps doesn't get lost in there. We have a nice little blown out smoky look. Going in with the P. Louise eyeshadow base. Oh my god, my nails. Ew. Ew. Okay, it's in the color Rumor, and that is what I initially used to base my eye with, in case you're wondering. And I'm going to use that now to cut my crease. And I'm using an angled liner brush. It's a synthetic brush that I got from either Walgreens or Sephora a long time ago. It does not have a label on it anymore. But right now we're just going to carve that out and give us a nice little sharp cut crease. And what I like to do is like roll my eye and kind of look up, so that way it kind of gets to the point where it's supposed to go. And what I'm about to start doing now is going back with the color Record Temps on that Morphe brush, and I'm blending that into the crease so that we have a smooth transition from the crease to the outer corner. I know we want the harsh line for the cut crease, but on the outer corner we still want it to be a smooth blend from each color. And because my camera was running out of battery, I had to skip this next step. We're going into the color Sunning and then into the color Soul, and that's what we're going to use to fill in the lid. Okay, so I was able to make it work, right? I have a cut crease on here that's actually I think it's cute. It's not anything to be amazed by, but it's also not anything to kind of dismiss and say, man, you know, it's cute, right? I got by. But I do want to just go ahead and open this palette up and let's just go over it from top to bottom. So first, the packaging. The box it came in, super cute. Very different from all the other palettes that they've come out with the typical black box, and you know, it does look very nice. And then you open it and this guy comes out. Okay, so you have 35 colors in here, and it also comes with an insert that you can see what colors or what name the colors have on them. So when we go into that, obviously you can tell when I did the eye look, I was able to name them. It came with an insert, so it makes it really easy for you to follow along, which I do like when they do have the inserts. Now looking at the palette itself, it is very pretty. I mean, there is a ass ton of shimmers. I don't understand why. I know Morphe is really known for being aggressive with their brown eyeshadow palettes, like, or that sounds kind of shady, but they're mostly dark brown, you know, so I figured like maybe they were trying to like shake it up a little bit and add more shimmers. which I can completely understand. But I really want to go over the shimmer shades with you for a second, just because those were actually the ones I had the hardest time working with. The shimmers just seemed like they were pressed a little too hard, and I kind of want to bring up another palette to show you, just so you can have a reference of what my expectation was. This is a 3502 palette, right? The Second Nature palette. Oh, insert falling out. Show you the difference in how easy that one swatches versus how much this one doesn't. So let's just take the shade right here. We're gonna do this one, okay? I'm not really pressing that hard. And it's kind of like, right? So let's just do this one. It's a really bronzy shade color right here. Okay. And then we're gonna swatch it. All right, right? Like it's okay. It's not anything to write about. And maybe let's do the second one. Right? Barely shows up. Barely shows up. It's not even on there. Doesn't look like it's on there. So I had to really work to get them on my eye. Now this is okay if you're somebody who's like an artist or somebody who's practicing in makeup all the time and you kind of know what to do to pull a certain color out. But if you're somebody who's, you know, regular Joe Blow, who's just trying to figure it out, I don't know if I would recommend it, because most of the shades here are shimmers. Now, to kind of, like I said, bring it down as to what, almost dropped it, to make you guys understand where I'm coming from, look at this guy right here. Okay, nothing too spectacular, but we're gonna take another bronzy shade, clean finger, this guy right here. We're gonna lightly circle it. Look at how much more I get, okay? Same hand. We're gonna take this. And you see how much, like, look at that. You can tell there's a huge difference. Even from the first one, I kind of showed up to this one, like you can tell. And they're both relatively bronzy, like they appear to be like the same color, but they're not. But even still, like you can tell the pigmentation on this is so much more smoother. So when I saw this guy, I was like, kind of like annoyed, because I thought these shimmers were gonna perform like the ones in the 3502. Am I holding it upside down? Yeah. I thought the shimmers in this palette were gonna perform like the ones in this palette, so I was super excited, and they really didn't. The mattes were very blendable, very smooth, very pigmented, but nothing that I can't get from a 3502 palette. Like if I'm just being really keeping it 100 with you guys. And I was kind of disappointed, because I was hoping that these shimmer shades would be like so next level, and to me, like, they weren't. I was so excited for this palette to come out that I did not just get one, I got two. I was going to do a giveaway, but now I'm not confident about giving this palette away if I'm not crazy about it. I only want to share products with you guys that I absolutely love, and this just wasn't something that I loved. You know, I love my 3502 palette, I love my Jaclyn Hill palette, I even have grown to love my 35B palette, especially since I'm starting to like venture into color a little bit more. But I can't see that this is like well worth the $25 spend. I can't say that. I'm not going to tell you what to do with your hard-earned money, but if it were since it's up to me on my hard-earned money, I am going to be returning these, just because I just didn't feel that I can endorse it enough to give it to someone else. So in regards to the shimmers, I did swatch a couple, and I showed them to you guys in sunlight so you can kind of get a better idea of what it would look like in real time. It is hotter than a jalapeno coochie outside. But you know what? I love you guys, and I'm just trying to do the best I can. So I'm going to swatch these real quick in the sunlight so you guys can really see the struggle that I'm trying to convey when it comes to these shimmers. Okay, so this is just with one swatch with my finger. They're okay, you know, like they're not terrible. As I'm kind of looking at it, it's just meh, you know, like it's not something I'm like, oh my god, yes.
It's definitely a $25 palette, you know, no tea, no shade, no lemonade. It's just not something I would run or flock to. I have a bunch of these colors elsewhere, but yeah.
But anyways, maybe an unpopular opinion, may not be. Let me know what you guys think if you've tried this palette. I am not on Morphe's payroll. Aside from the fact that Morphe has just done like oddly shady behavior at times, you know, with how they move and how they like to endorse certain people when it benefits them, and then when it doesn't, I'm not a huge fan of how sometimes like they move, but some of their products are pretty good, and you know, I can at least give them that much. All right, and that just sums up the video, guys. I'm all done here. I have nothing else to add other than, you know, if you're not someone who likes a heavily pigmented eyeshadow palette, or, you know, but the shadows just, the shimmer shadows just were not pressed correctly, I don't think. And that could just be that I got a bad batch. So I'm going to return it. I'm not a Morphe hater by any means. I'm just, you know, meh about the whole thing. And other than that, if you have any questions, leave a comment in the comment section down below. Please give this video a thumbs up or a thumbs down, depending on how you felt about it. I just wanted to kind of get up here and make it quick and dirty, clean and dry. That's not a thing. Do your research and see what you think. So go ahead and please subscribe. Please follow me on Instagram at Camille A. Austin. And I hope to hear you guys or hear from you guys soon, and let me know what your thoughts are. Thank you so much for coming in and joining me. Bye. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Oh, hi guys, ew. And that is what is my Instagram name? Oh. Look up. Look away. Look up. Look away. Okay, I'm done.